Economists say that for a venture to be dubbed a business, it needs to make returns for the individual engaging in it. Financial returns. You have an agribusiness idea, but you don't have the capital necessary to actualize it. In comes financial institutions to give you the necessary information, resources, knowledge, and support throughout the farming value chain. This week, we shall deal with matters in finance in agriculture. And with me, I have an agricultural economist from Egerton University on Seeds of Gold. Professor Lagat, thank you. Karibu sana. Asante sana. So now let's go and meet my contact person in this Makueni County.
My contact here is Isaac Kimundu from Agri-finance Corporation in Makueni County, and our host for the day is Mrs. Rose Mulu. Today we will be tackling matters finance management on a small-scale farm setting.
We are about 13 kilometers from Wote Town,
Okay.
which is the county headquarters, and we are happy that AFC has been a financier to us. We have done very well. We are grateful, and I'd like to show you what AFC has done for us.
Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
Please do that, and Isaac, Mr. AFC, tungoje tu hapa kidogo tu, don't go away. We shall engage with you in a few. Okay, sawa sawa, tafadhali.
You have a lot of things on the farm. You have some fruits.
I have.
Other fruits, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But ile inanifurahisha sana ni ng'ombe, manake inanipatia maziwa kila siku, pesa kila siku.
Okay.
Na sijawahi lala bila pesa. Na pia nafurahia sana manake hii kazi singekuwa nimeifanya isipokuwa ni AFC imenipatia pesa.
Rose, a retired teacher, found opportunity in a semi-arid area here in Makueni. She went against the norm by starting dairy farming, which is not common in this climate, but was guided by a great demand for milk. She has also planted mangoes, which she sells off-season, which gives her a much higher profit.
Nauliza, ulikuwa umesema ya kwamba kuna fruits ya off-season na kuna ile ingine. So, prices inatofautiana ama inafanana?
Inatofautiana sana, manake maembe ya off-season huwa si nyingi kwa soko.
Yes.
Na kwa hivyo watu wanang'ang'ania buyers. Hata wewe mwenyewe ukipeleka kwa soko inanunuliwa haraka.
Yes.
Wakati huu hakuna matunda.
Yes.
Kwa hivyo hiyo maembe inakuwa inapendwa sana. Tena ni very juicy, very sweet, sababu kuna jua sana.
So kama kungekuwa na uwezekano ungeingia kwa ile off season kuliko ile ingine?
Kuliko ile ingine, ningependa hiyo ya off season sana.
Yes.
Manake ukijaza hata lori moja ya 5 ton, you are done. You are good to go.
Now, mama, tuambie, uliingilia ukulima aje na uliingia lini?
Kwanza mimi nimekuwa mwalimu. Nikawa mwalimu kwa muda mrefu. Lakini nilipopanda maembe na kuzaliwa, nilizaliwa mahali watu wanapenda ng'ombe.
Okay.
Sasa mimi nikaanza mambo ya ng'ombe, sana sana ng'ombe wa maziwa. Nikawa na wachache ambaye siku hata nikijua kama si wa maziwa sana. Lakini nilipoona biashara ya shamba ni mzuri, nikawacha walimu. Nikaingia biashara ya shamba.
Full time sasa.
Full time. Na sana sana nafanya kazi sasa ya ng'ombe. Maembe nafanya manake ni pesa ambaye hainichokeshi. Ikipulizwa dawa vizuri ni sawa. Lakini hawa ng'ombe lazima niwaangalie, nione wamekarimuliwa vizuri, wamepewa chakula ya kutosha. Na kwa vile AFC walinisaidia, nikafurahi hata nikaongezea ng'ombe wengine na bado nitawaongezea, manake maziwa nataka nyingi.
So did you use some of your savings from the school when you were still a teacher to venture into the agriculture?
Yes, I did. When I was planting the mangoes, I used some of my money to dig the holes, to prepare, to buy seedlings, and all that. And of course, some of the animals I bought when I was still a teacher. Yeah.
Ah, okay. How exactly did you use the money that was given to you by AFC to start you up fully?
I want to say AFC is a good venture, a very good one.
Yes.
Because when I got the money, we bought greenhouses, but unfortunately we have relocated them to Athi. If you have time, we'll go and see. They are doing very well. And the next time, because we were financed twice, the following finances that we got from them, we bought these animals.
Rose's idea of dairy farming came after she attended a dairy event organized by Brookside. She admired the healthy animals and the potential to make profit in the business.
That's the time I went, nikaona watu wana ng'ombe nzuri, zinakaa smart sana. Sasa nikaanza kuambia mzee lazima tutafute pesa. Na hiyo ndio wakati ambaye yeye alienda FC na akaniita, tukaenda tukazungumza na manager, tukaonyeshwa namna tunaweza apply, tuka-apply na tukapata pesa. Kwa hivyo tukanunua ng'ombe. That is the time niliona. Sikuwa nimejua kama kuna watu wana ng'ombe nzuri hivyo. So nilipoenda nikafurahia na nikaanza sasa kuongezea.
And how did you find out about the Agricultural Finance Corporation?
Kwanza ofisi walileta wote. Nilikuwa nimeiona kitambo ikiwa Machakos. But Machakos was far from us. Na ukienda asubuhi unashinda ufiki mahali. Lakini wote ni karibu, so I just entered their office. Nikawauliza maswali, wakanielezea what I want as a farmer. Nikaja nikaambia mzee wangu, naye mzee akaingilia. Kwa hivyo tukaenda tukawa finance.
So probably I can also ask you, Professor, how big is agricultural financing in Kenya?
Agricultural financing, approximately, commercial banks have been told to set aside 16% of their lendings to agriculture. But I think it has changed by now, but it was 16%. And then there are other sources of agricultural finance. Even other banks, commercial banks also have that. They can lend to agriculture, and they can lend to some percent. But it depends now the choice of the farmer, because it depends on the interest rate, on the time, the time they call a grace period, the time you're supposed to use a loan, and then you bring it back, and that really determines the choice where a farmer can select. So you can select based on some of those variables. You look at the amount, the interest rate, and then the time you are expected to return the money.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you are an agricultural economist.
Yes.
Is that anywhere related to just the other economics that we know?
They are related in some way, because economics, they do certain things that agriculture does not do. So agriculture economics, you train on things to do with related to the agriculture as such. You do things to do with production, how you deal with farm production, how you select your farm enterprises, how you combine them so that you can get the best out of your farms. We call them enterprise mix. And then again, in agriculture economics, you learn things to do with markets, you learn price analysis, and then you do things to do with value chains and things like that, which are not really in the mainstream economics courses.
Okay.
Before you get a loan, it is advisable to start with a business plan. Seek advice from a financial consultant who is familiar with your type of farming business.
When, as a farmer, do you know it's the right time to go and get financing for an agribusiness venture?
Good. Traditionally, there are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and management.
Land, labor, capital,
and management. Those are 4 factors of production.
Not those.
Not so. a lot of farmers, you find they have been concentrating on only two, land and labor. And then capital and management are forgotten a bit.
Yeah.
So this the ability of farmer to realize that they need credit is a management aspect. So it reaches a point when they say, okay, I want to start this project. And the project, the amount of money that I have is so much. And then the farmer will realize that to start a project that they have planned in their mind, to make it start, they may need some top-up. And that is the moment they decide to go for credit.
Okay.
Yes.
Mama Rose, tuambie, your journey throughout with AFC in your farming. Tell us how it's been.
I think it has been quite good. Ile pesa tulipata kutoka kwa AFC ilitusaidia sana. Na hatuoni ugumu kulipa. Manake maziwa ile tunapata kwa ng'ombe, ndama wale tunauza, we are breaking even. Yeah.
Mama, I heard you mention matunda kwa shamba, naona ng'ombe, naona maziwa, umetaja greenhouses. So how many things have you ventured into in farming? And what are the particular things that you're doing?
Ningependa kusema nafanya kazi nyingi ya shamba. Manake kuna kwingine napanda green grams. Lakini kazi ile nimependa katika hizo zote ni ng'ombe na matunda.
Okay. Matunda ni kama gani?
Sana maembe. Niko na machungwa, lakini machungwa kukikosa kunyesha vizuri, machungwa inaharibika haraka. Maembe ndio inastahimili ukame.
Na kwa sababu najua area kama hii pia ina vitu kama watermelon zinafanya vizuri. Uko nazo pia?
Niko nazo, nimepanda huko mahali, nimepeleka greenhouses.
Okay.
Nishauza lakini nina kidogo hapa kwa nyumba.
Okay.
Zile kubwa zinanunuliwa kwa shamba. A kilo is about 20 shillings.
Okay. Yeah. So you have watermelon, you have mangoes, you have green grams,
you
have tomatoes,
kuna
machungwa,
onions.
You have onions, na uko na ng'ombe, ambayo pia iko na maziwa,
na
pia iko na ndama,
na pia
mbolea. You are an integrated farmer. Unafanya hizi vitu zote. Okay.
Si hata kuku unasikia wakipiga kelele, hata hiyo ni kulima pia.
Kuna kuku pia.
Rose has found a niche in practicing farming that is not common in her area, which is largely semi-arid, and when it comes to running a farm, the four main aspects to consider are land, capital, labor, and management. More to come after the break. Financial decisions about your farm operation are complex. It may be advisable to seek advice from a financial consultant, as there are many things to consider before taking a loan, especially on farm management.
So, nataka kuuliza Rose. Unajua una matunda, una ng'ombe na hao wengine. Kuna kitu ambayo inaitwa farm plan. Ulifanyia farm plan na mtu yote agriculture, ulidecide namna gani kuweka vile ilivyo?
Kwanza hii mambo ya ng'ombe, I think I took it from my father. Alikuwa anapenda ng'ombe sana. Kwa hivyo mimi nikaingia ukulima wa ng'ombe nikiwa bado mdogo. Lakini nikaanza sasa improving. Farm plan kuna NGO iko wote inaitwa ABD. Ndio walinisaidia. Na walinisaidia sana. Ndio nikajua sasa naweza fanya hii, niweke hapa, ingine niweke hapa, na ingine nachanganya tu kama Mwafrika.
So you need an expert really to come and
Yeah.
to guide you on the enterprise that you have on the farm.
Yeah.
Kukuambia kwamba unapaswa kupanda hii, kupanda hii, alafu anakukalkuletia kitu ambayo inaitwa gross margin.
Yeah.
Hiyo gross margin itakusaidia kudecide sasa kusema hii sasa inafaa ikae hapa.
Ikae hapa.
Kama mango haikuletei chochote, waachana naye. Kama ng'ombe wakuletea hata unafurahia ng'ombe, lakini labda kama waleti kitu wewe toa. Unaleta ile ambayo inakupatia nini? Mapato kwa shamba. Hiyo unafanya kitu ambayo inaitwa gross margin. Mtu atakusaidia kwa hiyo, atakufundisha ili uweze kujua kucalculate. Yes.
Okay. Asante.
Also, let me ask. So far, as we have been doing our rounds on Seeds of Gold around Kenya, we have been to the Kenyan highlands, we've been to some of the arid and semi-arid areas. This is a semi-arid area. Now, so far, I think this is the first time I have seen or heard of dairy farming in a dry or semi-arid area. So, why, first of all, did you decide other than ile kupenda na pia ati ulilelewa, kwa nini ukaamua ni ng'ombe unataka kuweka, and financially imekuwa imekuinua financially?
Niliamua sababu market iko. Ya maziwa. Wote kuna market kubwa sana ya maziwa. Na hata nikijaribu sijafika hata robo. Nilianza kuuza maziwa kidogo kidogo. Niko na duka wote ninauzia maziwa. Na nikaona hiyo maziwa haitoshi. Imelelea watu wakubwa hata kushinda wewe. Manake wakifika tu wote anaambiwa kama una mtoto enda Rofram. Hapo ndio utapata maziwa nzuri. Kwa hivyo hiyo ikanipatia motisha ya kutafuta ng'ombe wa maziwa. Na hata sasa hii hata kama ninatoa around 90 liters bado haitoshi.
It's a drop.
It's just a drop. Mtu anasema nataka lita 2, unampatia 1 ndio yule mwingine apate
pia.
Kwa hivyo bado nitahitaji kuongezea ng'ombe, lakini nitaanza na kupanda nyasi kwanza. So I was triggered by the market.
As a farmer, if you can get an outlet for your produce, you will have a head start on your journey to profits. Agriculture dominates Kenya's economy. Almost 75% of working Kenyans make their living by farming, with agriculture being the largest contributor to Kenya's gross domestic product, that is Kenya's GDP.
Huyu anaitwa Texas.
Sawa.
Tunaona vile anaonekana.
Texas, anafanana na Texas.
Na anaitwa Texas.
Huyo ni Jubilee.
Huyo ni Jubilee.
A farm business plan is a work in progress, which farm business owners or operators will want to revisit regularly.
Prof, as an agricultural economist, I need you to engage us with information on the viability of agriculture as a sector in our country. You know, we don't have many children who want to grow up to be farmers or agriculturalists. We have people who want to grow up, become pilots, doctors, lawyers, and whatnot. Why not farmers? You know, because there is need for food security in our country, if not our continent.
From our records that we know, agriculture contributes to 26% of gross domestic product.
Okay.
26%. It employs about 80% of rural population. It offers employment to that. And then also service sectors, they are also financed by agriculture. Now, I think there's a changing trend now. It's no longer the old people alone who are in the farm.
Yes.
I'm surprised that young people now want to go to agriculture.
Yes,
including
me.
Martin.
Yes.
So young people are now entering into agriculture. I know young people really chasing, and they are really doing agriculture at the moment.
Yes.
Because they have seen there is income in agriculture.
Yes.
Actually, there is.
Yeah.
And when it's well managed, like the way this farmer has done, you can see she is comfortable.
Yes.
Agriculture will give you the income that you require at a very low cost. And then in a rural area, you don't need a lot of things. You don't need the comfort of a tarmac. You don't need the comfort of being connected to the sewer of the municipal sewer and things like that. No, these are things which you can manage within the rural area. So I'm happy that the trend is now changing. It's now the young people who are going back to the farm.
So are we saying agriculture has a very big potential in Kenya.
Exactly. It has a very big potential, especially when we can understand things to do with the value addition.
Yes.
If this farmer now, Rose here, can process her milk and pack it and then sell it to Wote when it's already in a packet, she'll get about 3 times the price. How much do you sell per liter, for example?
74.
74. But if you package, you will sell that one of 500 at about 80. So you are getting for a liter, you are getting about 150, which is twice. So agriculture has a potential when we can do what we call value addition. Instead of just selling your product the way it is, you can process it a bit and then you sell it to the market. Great potential.
Now, one thing else to understand with loans is you need to pay back. And margins za profits zenye unaweza pata kwa a farming venture. Against now what you'd need to pay back. Probably Mama can also first tell us that. Hiyo hesabu imekuwa ikiingiana.
Mimi kama mkulima naona AFC ni nzuri sana kwa wakulima. Manake inapeana grace period. Inakupatia grace period ya 6 months, 9 months na wakati huo uko na grace period hakuna kitu unalipa, ni ka interest tu peke yake. Kwa hivyo wakati huo pesa yako inaendelea na inajenga na inakuwa kwa bank. Kwa hivyo ukianza kulipa haulipi ukichoka, unalipa kwa urahisi manake hiyo pesa bado iko. Tuseme ulikuwa umetafuta kama 200,000, utaanza sasa kulipa na hiyo pesa. Hata pesa ile ya mwezi huu sitatumia hiyo, nitatumia ile nilikuwa nimejijenga nayo. Kwa hivyo AFC ni nzuri sana kwa wakulima. Alafu hawa banks zingine sisemi zote manake sijaenda kwa nyingi. Unakuta kuna wanakuambia kitu hapa na kuna kingine kiko chini ambacho ukijui.
Hidden charges.
Mkulima unajua yeye anajua tu ng'ombe. Hajui hiyo mambo ingine. Akianza kulipa anaona pesa amelipa nyingi kuliko ile alikuwa ameambiwa alipe.
Now, Professor, where can one get information on all these financing institutions in agriculture, and knowing which is the best institution for me as a farmer to engage in, know the good ones against the ones who have the hidden charges, separate the wheat from the chaff, agriculturally speaking?
When you say you are an agriculture person, look for an institution that is agriculture based, because they understand the farmer. They know their risks, they know what they go through, and they'll understand. That is why they give a longer grace period than others. A commercial bank will come the following month. Whether you've made anything from your business or not, they'll still come. Whether kumenyesha haijanyesha atakukujia the following month. Lakini financial institutions that are related to agriculture, they really understand agriculture and they understand farmers, they understand what they go through, and that is why they give them a good time to. So farmers can always trace and look for institutions that are for farmers.
Since of gold, we love our math. Napenda hesabu. And actually, I'm very happy today we have an agricultural economist. That is the reason why we have seeds of gold. Now, Mama, taka utupe hesabu kidogo. Ya tuseme ulianza kwanza na loan ya kitu kama pesa ngapi? Ukatumia kufanya nini na nini, ukailipa over what period? Kwa sababu ulisema ulichukua loan mara ya pili tena. And by the time unaenda kuchukua loan mara ya pili, I'm sure lazima ukue ulimaliza loan ya kwanza. And how long at least it took to do that?
Loan ya kwanza nilikuwa nimechukua ya 2 million. Na nikanunua greenhouses. Na hizo greenhouses nikapanda nyanya. Na furahi hizo nyanya zilinipatia pesa mingi.
Good amount.
Manake nilikuwa napeleka Nairobi. Kuna company inaitwa Fresh and Juice. Nilikuwa napeleka huko.
Ulikuwa una deliver kilo ngapi and how frequently?
Nilikuwa na deliver kila wiki kilo 2,000. 2,000 kilos.
And how much per kg?
Per kg saa zingine ilikuwa 40 na saa zingine inakuwa 60. Depending on the amount of tomatoes they would get from other farmers. Na walikuwa nalipa vizuri, manake walikuwa nalipa mwisho wa mwezi. Na hiyo iliniwezesha kulipa loan yangu, nikalipa ikabakia kitu kama 500,000.
Okay, so if it was every month, if we go with an average of 50 for every week, so that's 50 times 2,000 times 4. So that is 50 times 8,000. That is 400,000.
Yeah.
400,000 every
Nilikuwa
month.
napata pesa ya kutosha.
Okay.
Na kurudisha na nabaki na
Ya matumizi mengine.
Lakini ilipobakia about 500,000 ndio nilionda kwa ng'ombe. Sasa nikaona niongezee ng'ombe.
Okay.
Ndio nikaenda nikafanywa top up ya hiyo pesa.
So at least ulikuwa umelipa kiasi.
Nilikuwa nimelipa ikabakia kidogo.
Wakaona uko na ability ya kuweza kulipa.
Lakini bado nitaenda kwao, manake nataka kuweka inaitwa cottages. Nataka hii maziwa nianze kufanya some processing. So nilikuwa nataka nikifika mahali bado nitafute that I need, nijue ni pesa ngapi, nirudi tena niende nikatafute pesa ya kujenga.
Hiyo ndio value addition,
Yeah.
Professor anaongelea kuhusu.
Proper management of your farm and bookkeeping guides future investments and analysis on your farm's performance. It helps determine your gross margin.
Ningeshauri ya kwamba wakulima kama Rose waweze kujua jinsi ya kufanya na mapato yao. Inapaswa uweze kucalculate, kurecord ile inaitwa expenses. Hiyo ni cost yote ambayo unapata. Alafu unaona ile mapato ambayo umepata, uweze kucalculate na kutoa ile cost ambayo uliincur. Alafu unapata ile figure hapo ambayo ina gross margin. Hiyo ndio inakusaidia uweze kuamua kama kweli hii shamba inakupatia kitu. Lakini tukifanya tu bila kurecord na kucalculate hiyo mambo yote, inakuwa ni challenging because you cannot know what you are doing. So it's important that we do some recording, to record, to have some farm records. Record what you spend, what you get, and then you multiply by the price, and then you see the amount you have received, subtract the cost, and then you see what you are getting. So ukitoa ile mapato, ile expenses yako ya kulipa watu wa kazi na kulipa loan, uone ile net ambayo unapata. Kama ni positive, ni mzuri. Lakini huwezi pata hiyo bila kuweka records. So records are very important.
Asante.
Professor, how does one get this relevant information elsewhere on especially agricultural economics?
Correct. Luckily, tuna bahati kubwa ya kwamba the country has trained a lot of agriculture extension officers who understand these things. So I believe here in Makueni, we have agriculture officers. Na siku hizi nasikia kwamba inaitwa demand driven. Where you go, you tell the agriculture officer ya kwamba I need this and this and this and this. Alafu anakuja mpaka kwako, anakueleza kuhusu mambo hayo yote ambayo umeuliza. So it is important that farmers can understand this, ili ya kwamba wasingojea agriculture officer akuje mpaka kwa shamba, aweze kuja. You only need to go to them, tell them I need to be trained on this and this and this. They'll come and train you exactly on what you want. Number 2 is what we mentioned earlier, ya kwamba kuna agriculture training centers now in the counties where farmers can be taken there for about a training of about 1 day, 2-3 days, even up to a week. Ili ya kwamba wanaweza kupatiwa training on some of these things like record keeping, calculation of gross margins and things like that. So we are not in short of this. It's only that the farmers need to understand and go to them. Yes.
Okay. Asante sana mama kwa kutukaribisha kwa shamba yako.
Nimeshukuru sana kuja kuniona na kunifunza. Na profesa amefanya mambo mazuri.
Yes.
Asante. Nimeshukuru sana.
Asante sana. Right. There we have it. Key to this whole discussion is, well, I will very, very much remember and share with you the 4 factors of production: land, capital, labor, and management. These 4 factors need to have a balance for you to reap your profits in agribusiness. Keep it seeds of gold.
Besides growing and selling products, there are many other important aspects to managing a farm business. Training is key, either from your financial partner or from agricultural extension officers in your area. For Rose, she has mixed both her experience as a farmer and training.
Isaac.
Yes.
Umeningoja?
Kabisa.
Asante.
Umeenda round?
Yes, nimepiga raundi kidogo.
Yes.
Now, tell us about Agricultural Finance Corporation.
Agricultural Finance Corporation is a government institution that is supposed to assist, and I repeat, I want to underline that word, assist. We do not make money out of the farmers. We are supposed to assist the farmer to grow. And we assist farmers and any agriculture body that deals with agriculture.
So how exactly does AFC assist farmers?
One, we are supposed to give affordable credit, credit that has no interest rate to farmers, which they cannot access to any other commercial bank.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is one. The interest rate, and also to assist the farmer to grow.
Okay.
If you have, like example, 2 dairy cows and you want to move to 10, then you come to us. We give you at affordable and flexible terms, where you can be given up to 5 years, 3 years to repay the loan.
Okay.
Yes.
And where can we find Agricultural Finance Corporation?
Agriculture Finance Corporation at the moment is nearly in all counties.
Okay.
Except very few.
Okay.
But our headquarters is in Nairobi, Development House. But if you want access to AFC in Makueni County, you'll come to Wote branch.
Okay. What criteria do you use as AFC to know which farmer you're going to engage with in terms of financing, which one you're not going to engage with?
Now, in AFC, we don't want to finance you and then after 3 months or 4 months, we want to sell a farm. So we must look at some of these things. You have to bring your statement for 6 months. We analyze, see whether you are able to pay. We also have to look at your character. We check at your character. We don't want to give you money, then you go and get a second wife. So we want you to do, we must be sure that whatever the money you take, you must implement the project.
Okay.
And that is for the good of you, because you must repay. It's not a grant, it's a loan. So you must we must assess that, check whether you have the ability to pay, and you must also provide collateral. That is in terms of a title deed, a fallback for AFC in case of default.
Okay.
And logbook, shares from the stock exchange, fixed deposit. Yeah, we are flexible.
All right. And what are the percentage rates for loan repayment?
We are the lowest in the market at the moment, I'm sure. 10%. Controlled by the government.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't give a loan more than 10%. But for business, if you are doing business, that is a butchery and cereal trade, then we are doing at 15%, which is still the lowest.
So you are on the entire value chain in agribusiness.
AFC at the moment is financing the entire value chain, from processing to marketing to production to the normal dairy person.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you also,
Yes.
and you're welcome.
Asante sana.
Please come again.
Thank you, thank you.
Right. Financing in agriculture is key to your farming activities. If you want to make good profits, have enough money to start and continue your business, for you to really, really enjoy the benefits. Keep it Seeds of Gold.
The opportunity in agriculture across the whole value chain is huge, and with the right information, the possibilities are endless. So let's keep the conversation going. Hashtag Seeds of Gold TV. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook at Seeds of Gold TV.
Disease outbreak negatively affects livestock trade and those who depend on livestock. The Mifugo ni Mali program provides farmers with access to credit to set up and scale up agrovets, from which farmers buy their drugs to treat their livestock, thereby enhancing animal health service delivery for all their members. This week on Mifugo ni Mali, our topic is lumpy skin disease.
Majina naitwa Manuel. Na kwa hii kazi ya malishoni sisi tunaona sio mbaya sana. Wakati hii malishoni inakuwa mbaya, wakati kama mkunu siku kama wakati ya kiangazi, hiyo ndio shida ya hapa. Hii ugonjwa sasa nyinyi nataka kutibu hapa kama ng'ombe nashikwa na hiyo ugonjwa, unaona kama mguu naanza kufura, alafu ngozi inachupuka kwa wasawasa. Na hiyo ng'ombe kama wakati mguu mmoja kufura mpaka na wasawasa, kazi yake ni kukufa tu. Maana ana maneno mengine kama sisi tunatibu hii penicillin aski na dawa yake kukufa tu. Kwa mtu affect mtu. Na ukiona na affect ng'ombe tu peke yake, maana kila mali achupuka. Kama tunaweka hizi dawa asikii. Na sisi tunaona kama ni ng'ombe ndio na affect. Wakati kama ng'ombe iko na hiyo ugonjwa, hata wewe mwenyewe ng'ombe. Sasa hiyo hata wewe unapiga hesabu ya kupata watu wa kusaidia hiyo ng'ombe yako. Maana kama umesidi ng'ombe yote na kufa yote. Kwa hapa maana siku hizi samani watu ng'ombe nadungwa free. Na maana kisasa anadungwa ng'ombe kwa 2030 hapo tu. Dunia sio kama samani. Maana imekuwa ingine. Siku hizi hakuna kitu ya free. Na kitu ya bure sio mzuri. Mpaka hata wewe utoe kitu kidogo alafu kitu yako inakuwa mzuri.
Lumpy skin disease is a viral disease transmitted by flies, and actually it is transmitted from a sick animal to a healthy animal through contact, and it is also a notifiable disease. When it affects the animals, it affects the productivity severely, and it can actually cause death, and the skin is destroyed, and also the animal will not be in a condition to be slaughtered. We do blanket vaccination of animals, especially to ensure that animals are covered through vaccination. And with the way we do vaccination, we do it ring, and we also do through subsidy, especially when you find the cost of the vaccine can be up to 30 shilling, but we subsidize it to 15 to 20 shilling by county government. Actually, what we advise is that immediately there are symptoms or signs of any disease in livestock, we do encourage. We have veterinary officers within the wards who are there next to the farmers. They will have to report the disease or the condition to those specialists who will come with a technical eye to be able to diagnose or even have samples to be able to confirm the disease at that particular area, and then we will be able to give the necessary intervention after confirming the actual disease present. We have a county-wide vaccination campaign. This is regular. That's when we do actually through a program where we target that in every 6 months it is done. And actually when that is done continuously for 10 years, the disease comes to an extent of extinction that you don't hear about it. But the moment the vaccination is delayed or the supply chain is affected, the chain is as strong as its weakest point. Then when you break the vaccination regime is when we can have cases of outbreak. So before it is spread, that's where we give a quick emergency intervention to make sure it doesn't spread.
Well, there we have it. Let's keep the conversation going. Hashtag Seeds of Gold TV. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook at Seeds of Gold TV. And remember, hii ni mali. Keep it Seeds of Gold.